Okay, so you've got Lauren and Cayla today from FlexLine Automation. We are going to be talking to you about chain. This is a selection of chains. All of them are 83 millimeters wide, but none of them are the same. So I'm going to hold this up so that you can kind of see here. And you can see why frequently whenever we have people call in and they just say, oh, well, it's 83 millimeters, why we're like, okay, but we need more information. Because, Cayla, looking at that in person, can you tell the difference from the top-down view?
No, no, hardly.
Okay, so this is an example of XM conveyor beam, which XM was one of the original conveyor series, one of the most popular conveyor series actually from FlexLink back in the day. All right, so now we've taken it out. Can we see any? We can see some differences.
Yes. So
tell me what you see.
This one's sitting taller.
Okay.
And all of these guys, meaning some these under here are bigger.
Yes. So you can see a little bit here, and I'll do a little call out, I think, probably to try to zoom things in. But so whenever you're looking at them side by side, it's a little bit easier, but the plastic under the chain is going to be thicker. What that's actually doing is making this a more robust link, right? So other things that you see different between the two of those.
I noticed that these are different here. Or maybe not. Maybe I just wasn't standing tall.
Now, there is a difference there on, just for clarity's sake, this is X85. This is the new version of XM for FlexLink. It came out in like 2009, I think, and it is not compatible with XM because it is taller. It has a slightly different design to the link here. You can also see the pivot. Yep. The pivot has this little clip on it, as opposed to the XM version, which does not. So I think you put together chain one time, but one of the problems that you would always have whenever we were putting together XM chain, or now any of the knockoff XM chains, 83 millimeter tabletop chains, this pivot likes to rotate as you're trying to shove the pin through, which can be a pain in the butt. And that was one of the improvements, like the functional improvements that X85 came out with, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're putting together a lot of chain, that really makes you a lot happier.
Especially if you're doing it with a punch and not
yes.
a pin.
Yes, correct. Because you can put together chain with just a hammer and a punch and prayer. But if you're doing it a lot, I would recommend the pin tool. So the other thing that you can see here, this is flat on top of the channel that the pivot or the pin is going through, as opposed to the XM version where it is round. So if I can get that close enough that people can see in the video, or if again, I will just have to do a call out. This is so awkward. Oh my God, did not think that through. So yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, obviously, if you've got like a serial number on your conveyor, or usually there's going to be a tag on like the outside of a wheel bend or vertical bend or something like that, and that will have a part number on it, which should be able to tell you whether it's XM or X85. And how do you tell those two? Like, how do you know if it's an X85?
How do I know if it's an X85?
Yeah, if somebody is like tells you the part number.
XB?
Yes, XB. So for whatever reason, well, I know why. X85 has part numbers that start with XB because the pitch and like the center part of this chain is the same as the X180 and the X300, which is the other XB series, which is also why their spare parts documents are all together.
Okay.
don't know why I know that, but I know that. So
Tribal knowledge.
right? So much tribal knowledge. So that's really the ways you can tell X in an X85 apart. Obviously, if something has like XB, BH, 45, A85, it's going to be a X85. So, the challenging part that's going to come in here is now tell those two apart. Feels like a trick, right? And it feels like a trick because when XM's patents ran out around 2008, 2009, we had a bunch of different chains that came on the market and a bunch of different products that came on the market. Colloquially, we call them knockoffs because we've been with FlexLink for so long. Like anything new, obviously to us is like, oh, knockoffs.
The Dollar General version.
Right,
That's
you
my
know.
generation calls things.
Okay, I did not know that. Not like the Great Value brand or Dollar
Nope,
General.
we call it like, oh, they look like a Dollar General version of, or
Oh.
this looks like a Dollar General version of.
No way.
I don't know. I think that might be insulting though.
I mean, I can see it. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's just a knockoff saying.
No, it makes sense, but there's some truth to that, right? So even though the pitch is the same, this chain will run in this conveyor just fine. If you're looking at them side by side, and you can't really see it from that angle, and I'll have to like do a cut over here, you can see that the FlexLink version has more material in the link. So it's a little bit taller, and the link itself is a little bit longer here. Actually, Mom just yelled at me the other day. I'm supposed to, that's the length, not the width. This is the width, this is the length, which makes no sense to me. In my head, that should be opposite, but there's more material in it. What that means is that this chain is going to last longer and not break down as quickly as this chain over here. Now, if you weren't looking at them side by side, would you be able to tell that just upon glancing at them? I don't think so. You can also see a little bit of a difference here with them in person. This is a slightly different material than this. I think they're both technically made of acetyl resin, but again, this is just going to be a slightly more robust link. All right, well, we're going to sign off and go do our actual jobs, and call us if you need any FlexLink spare parts or any conveyor identification, I suppose. We'll get from there.